Module 2, Steam Turbine Part 5.
So let's go to the next topic, coal burners. Our fuel is nothing but pulverized coal which has to be fed into the furnace along with primary air. So coal burners are used to fire this pulverized coal, and secondary air is given separately below the burner or around the burner or anywhere in the furnace. So based on the design and its positioning, we can classify firing as cross firing, tangential firing, so cyclone burners. First one is cross firing. So mainly we are going to speak about the positioning and the direction. So in this burner, fire is in the vertical and horizontal direction, and the fuel intersect with each other. In tangential firing, as you can see in the figure, burners are placed in each of the corners of the furnace, and they are going to send horizontal streams of air and fuel to an imaginary circle in the center of the furnace. So here a good mixing is happening. And finally we have a cyclone burner. Again, the speciality of this is these are used for firing the crushed coal, where they enter with a vortex motion along with the primary air at the center of the cycle. So here nothing much, you have to just explain about the direction and positioning of the firing. So next topic is disposal of ash. So proper disposal of ash has to be done. So first we will see the areas where it can be disposed. Wasteland sites which is not in use can be used. It can be utilized to fill some low-lying area, and deep ponds may be used, like which is not being in use. Then difficulties in ash handling. Ash from the furnace is very hot, so that becomes one of the major problem for disposal. It is so dusty and irritating. As well, when it is mixed with water, it produces some poisonous gases and corrosive acids, which is very much harmful. Requirements of ash handling actually. So minimum operation and maintenance charge, even for the sites and personnel. Speed disposal of ash, ability to handle both dry and wet ash, operation with little noise and minimum dust. Different types of ash handling. So first one is a belt conveyor system. So as we have seen in difficulties in ash handling, that ash from the furnace is very hot. So first here you can see an arrangement where you have a water trough. So first of all, ash is made to fall to this water trough so that it becomes cool, and then it's been carried to the dumping site over the belt arrangement, as you can see here. Then you have a pneumatic system. So in the previous one, what you get is a wet ash. Now in the next one is pneumatic system where you get dry ash. So here the medium is not water but air. First of all, the ash is being taken into the pipe using a air crusher, and then with the help of air, it is being further moved through the pipes to a primary separator and secondary separator, the remaining ones. So in primary separator, the ash and air, it gets separated, and the ash is directly collected in the ash hopper. Now you are left with only dry air. But in this air, there are possibilities of the dust particles to be present. So before exposing it to atmosphere, you have to remove this dust from your air. So dust is getting filtered, and then with the help of a fan it is exhausted to the atmosphere. That's how a pneumatic system works. We'll see the next system. This is called as hydraulic system. So here again water is used as a medium to carry the ash and further it is dumped into a proper site. They are classified into two types. One is low pressure system and one more is high pressure system. So the main difference between them is, in low pressure system, as you have seen in the first system, the ash is made to fall into a water trough and it is further dumped into a site once it gets cool. In high pressure system, ash is getting collected in the ash hopper. Last one is a steam jet system. As the name suggests, here we are using steam as a medium to carry the ash. So jets of high pressure steam is blown in the direction of the ash. Further the ash is getting collected in an ash hopper. And next topic is dust collection. As we have seen, once we dump the ash, sometimes when we use as air as a medium to carry the ash, it consists of large amount of dust which has to be filtered and it has to be exhausted to atmosphere. Otherwise it causes lot of hazardous situation. So the exhaust gas consists of solid particles like smoke, dust, fly ash or some carbon material. Altogether, this is termed as cinder. So removing the dust from exhaust gas is important because it can pollute the environment. So we are using collectors which is classified into mechanical and electrical ones. First we will see a mechanical collector. So it can be of two types. It can be wet or a dry type. In wet type, dust is washed away from the gases. Here this is done by spraying lot of water. But since we use a huge amount of water in this case, it becomes in case we don't have surplus amount of water, it becomes a difficult situation. Therefore, we always prefer the second one, which is a dry type. So you can see the diagram of a mechanical dust collector. As you can see, in principles employed, you have to mainly explain the three stages in how it takes place. If you see the first stage, the exhaust gas is sent along with the dust. So here what happens is the gas velocity is decreased. Therefore, heavier dust particles get settled down. Now, it is further sent into the second stage. Since it is sent from the first stage to the second stage, there is a sudden change in direction of the flow of gas. Therefore, further heavier particles which are present get settled down and the remaining gas is being sent to the last stage. In last stage, you can see those small structure, blade-like structure. These are called as baffles. So baffles are generally used to regulate the flow of gases. So what happens is when it is taken to the third stage, remaining dust particles strikes these baffles and they further settle down and the clean gas gets exhausted. So let's see the next topic. So here we have a draught system. Okay, so in a boiler, combustion of the fuel requires supply of air, as we know, and removal to the exhaust gases. This is done by a draught system. So it's nothing but supply of the air for combustion and removal of the gases. So the two types are natural draught and mechanical draught systems. In natural draught, it's provided by action of a chimney, and the principle behind this is the pressure difference between the gas within the chimney and the atmosphere that takes place helps in exhausting the gases. Second one is mechanical draught. In this is also called as a forced draught system, because unlike the first one, here movement of air is due to the action of fan. Means fan is forcing the movement. Sometimes it just consists of forced draught fan and induced draught fan, or sometimes a combination of both. In the diagram below you can see the combination of both forced draught fan as well as induced draught fan. In the system, we need to consider again the pressure difference. That is, pressure of air below the grate is above atmospheric pressure and above the grate is below the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so this is the principle behind it. The induced draught fan helps in taking the combustion products out of the system, and forced draught overcomes the resistance in the boiler and supplies air for combustion. So you just have to know one thing here mainly. Forced draught fan helps to provide the air that is required for the process of combustion, and induced draught fan helps in taking the combustion products out of the system. And further, you can see a chimney is being provided which is used to remove the gases. Steam power plant controls, and next topic, steam power plant auxiliaries. These are not so important, you just go through it. Auxiliaries consist of all the extra equipments that supports your overall steam power plant. Like some of the auxiliaries you can see in boiler, like grate, stoker, and some fans. Then coal and ash auxiliaries like conveyors and cranes, all these are supporting it. Turbo alternative auxiliaries mainly for converting it into electrical energy, and some other small auxiliaries equipments are being mentioned here. Then problems, from this module problems have not come, but in case it comes here, 2-3 problems are being just mentioned. You can go through it. If you have any doubt, you can personally contact me, like only if you are interested in knowing how these problems are solved. That's it.